Park, Parker, I know you're probably sick and tired of us asking you this, but it'll be the last time that we do. Going into this game, that record's on the line. You've had obviously a tremendous career, probably a little bit longer than you expected. As you kind of look back at everything and kind of reflect, and I'm sure you'll be able to reflect more after the game. What has this roller coaster been like for you?
Yeah, just from start to finish, it's been, a pretty incredible journey. Been on some really, really successful teams, some not so successful teams. I've had successful years, I've had unsuccessful years. So it's kind of just been a roller coaster. So to finish it off with the win in a bowl game and hopefully break that scoring record would be, a pretty incredible exclamation point on a not too bad career. So, looking forward to this last opportunity with my brothers. It should be a fun one.
Christopher Heidel.
Hey, Parker. Thanks for taking my question. Good morning. Just talk about playing in that stadium where the Carolina Panthers play. How cool is it to kick in that stadium? Because you kicked in it before, right? And is there any quirks in that stadium that you might want to work on for tomorrow?
Yeah. So this will be my fourth game. My first game is kind of like started here and then I'll finish here. First game against NC State, and then played Virginia and North Carolina here before. So it's a little bit different now because they've installed turf. It used to be grass. So, there's some interesting like challenges with your plant and stuff and hitting the ground and stuff with turf. It's a little bit different than grass that, I have to adjust to. But we practiced on turf all week, so should be ready for that. But I'll probably text Ryan Suck up here soon because we just were at there. Some more specialists and some couple guys went to the Panthers game and met up with Ryan after I talked to him for a little bit. So I'll probably shoot him a text and ask if there was anything like wind wise or whatever, like with the stadium that he, thought would be pertinent to share. But, nothing crazy.
And a follow up real quick. What's the one cool thing about being in Charlotte this week? Is there one thing you're always going to remember about this bowl game? Anything you did is pretty cool.
If I had to pick one thing in particular, I would say riding those little scooters around was pretty fun. The limes, everybody's been doing that all week. So we were just kind of picking those up like wherever, taking them around town. We went over to the Panthers Stadium the first day and kind of just, they were pretty fun. Like they fly. They probably go like at least 15 or 20. So which not bad for a little scooter. So that was a lot of fun just riding around with the guys. So I'm adventurous.
Thanks. Good luck tomorrow.
Yeah. Thank you.
Scott Eisberg.
Hey, Parker. Hope you're doing well. I know you worked out with Ryan quite a bit and Elliott Fry and, those former kickers. How much does it kind of help you and has it helped you through your career? Just getting advice from guys who kind of know about the next level and just knowing where your kicking game has to be and just the little intricacies to help you succeed.
Yeah. So obviously as your particular skill that a lot of people know like in great detail like about. So when you have a guy or I guess two guys kind of like Ryan, Elliott, both kind of in my corner that have kind of, been around the block, have gone through different, signed professional contracts that revolve around kicking. So I'm looking forward to talking with them a lot. Ryan, like I said, and he was just like, just focus on this game. That's all you can control. And then after that, we'll crawl the thing and talk about some all-star game like that. Get to so looking forward to that. Should be a fun little adventure here coming up next year. I'm excited. Bring me.
Dick Cox.
Parker, bowls have a lot of fun activities scheduled. What would be your favorite activity you did this week? And did you participate in the NASCAR event? And do you see any future in NASCAR for kickers?
Yeah, so I did do the NASCAR thing. If some of you may recall, I know it was like on Twitter, it's like years ago, but I got the 43 car the last time that we went, just like coincidentally, believe it or not, this time I got the 43 car again. So that was pretty funny. I just saw it pull up and I was like, God, what are the odds? So rode in the 43 car again. That was a lot of fun. I remember it was more fun this time than last, I think. I don't know what it was, but you had like the G forces and stuff going around, like how steep the like the wall is or whatever, like the turns are. That was a really incredible experience, I know, and it's not cheap to do that. So really grateful that we were able to take the team out there. So that was fun. But yeah, I don't know about the kickers' futures and one of our coaches is like a NASCAR rules, and he had us over there and we were trying it out, and I wrecked my car probably like 19 times. Like it was tough to drive that thing around the wall. So I don't know about that one.
Ben Briner?
Hey Parker. So earlier today, Jabari Ellis was talking up your athletic ability, and he mentioned you can dunk. I wanted to ask, is this true? And is there some video evidence out there online?
Yeah, I just saw that on Twitter right before I walked in. I was like, oh man, Jabari is letting the best kept secret in Gamecock athletics get out. But yeah, I've played a little bit of hoops in my day, and yes, I can dunk. I'd say the best two dunkers on the team are probably Chad Terrell and myself, because I can jump pretty. I have like a 35-inch vertical, so I can get up there. So like if someone throws me alley-oop but someone's under the rim, they're in trouble. So, but yes, there is some truth. There's not anything like on YouTube, I wouldn't say. I have made like a couple of videos in my camera roll probably from a while ago that I could probably pull up, but it would take me a while. But yeah, maybe one day I'll show y'all or something, but it is true.
Last question goes to Ben Portnoy.
Parker, you kind of touched on after this game and prepping for an NFL career and all that. I guess just one, what's that kind of look like? What does your kind of timeline look like after Thursday as far as prepping and, having guys like Elliott and Ryan in your corner? I guess just how valuable is that, and how has that maybe helped you through your career and going forward as well?
May have frozen up. See if we can get him back. I think we have lost connection over there. Give us a second here to get back.
You guys hear us?
There, now you're back. Can you answer that last question?
Yeah, can you repeat? I didn't get the second half of it.
Sorry, Parker. I was going to say that, you mentioned kind of going forward and prepping for the draft. I guess just what does your kind of timeline look like as far as post bowl game and all of that? And then also you mentioned, Elliott and Ryan, the impact they've had. Just how valuable is that, has that been through your career and then going forward as well?
Yeah. So the first question, after the bowl game, I'll be mostly in Columbia, pretty much the whole time. I'll still have my lease in my apartment through June. So I'll just be working out at the facility and kicking and stuff. And then coming up to Charlotte to kick with a couple different coaches and stuff and just get me ready for pro day. I'm hoping, I don't think all the All-Star, like the Shrine Bowl, I don't think they've filled all their like kicker spots yet. So I'm hoping to still hear something from them or maybe from a different game. So if that happens, then I'll probably start my training like a lot quicker because those are like at the end of January. So I'll probably start probably right after New Year's and just kind of get ready for those games. But if I'm just only getting ready for like the combine or for pro day, then I'll probably wait a little bit longer and like really kind of recover after like a long year and kind of prolong the kicking and start with more workouts then the second part, those guys are really valuable. I'll have to with them about, exactly how long, because like you want to be peaking at pro day and not kicking for too long, but not also kind of like still warming up or whatever. So hopefully I have a good idea of a plan back for it. So
All right, thank you, Parker. Appreciate you.
yeah.